Iku mau mau,
Iku lah.
iku mau mau, iku hulu hulu ikala na vau.
Iku lah.
Iku la na vau.
Iku lah. Iku lah. Iku ako. Iku mau. Mau kayu. Kuya. Iku mau. Iku.
My name is Kali Gumapak and I am the Alakai for the Kanaka Council, Moko Keawe. I speak under the authority on this proceeding in action under Article 43, 1907, the Hague Convention number 4, whereby an occupant state must administer the laws of the occupied state. I am a subject of the Hawaiian Kingdom, and so are members of the Kanaka Council Moko Keawe. We are also protected persons as defined under Article 4, 1949 Geneva Convention number 4. Further, as Hawaiian subjects and residents of the island of Hawaii, we also have an undivided vested right in all shorelines of the Hawaiian Kingdom, which includes access, gathering, and fishing that are directly affected by this permitting process of the Board of Land and Natural Resources. And likewise, in 1846, the Organic Act that protects our piscary rights. In 1904 and 1906, these rights were upheld by United States Supreme Court. Oliver Wendell Holmes, one of the most famous Supreme Court justices ever to come out of the United States, is the one that made this ruling to protect the piscary rights and the vested rights of the Hawaiian people. In addition to that, he also said in his decision, even though these people in the Pacific may not have the same traditions and same things that we do have here in the United States, it is our obligation to make sure that these rights are protected. So far today, I'm not seeing those rights being protected. In all of the decisions that you have made today, from our ohana from Kauai to our Office of Foreign Affairs, it's not being protected. What we're talking about over here is we're talking about a subject matter that you are supposed to be ruling on, that it's a conflict of interest. Because we're saying that you, this board here, is out of your jurisdiction under this law. And so I turn to the Assistant Attorney General for you to make a ruling to disqualify this board from making this ruling. Because they need to recuse yourselves from making this ruling, because what you're doing is you're making a ruling on our allegations that you don't have jurisdiction. And you have your staff member who writes, after he gets an opinion from the AG, that takes over 6 months to write an opinion as to whether or not I have standing. So this staff member, is he an attorney? What is his credentials to be able to write an opinion to affect your decision, of which your decision is going to be a conflict of interest because we're making this argument against you? It's a conflict of interest in terms of what you guys will be deciding as to what I do, as to what Kumuli does. Mr. Attorney General, what is your ruling on this? I see Laura Thielen, she recused herself when she knew that she had a conflict of interest, which was Bono. What about you? Because now we're saying you don't have the jurisdiction to make this ruling. And until then, we're also saying that the Attorney General has got to make the decision as to whether or not the executive agreement between President Cleveland and Queen Liliuokalani is invalid. He never made that decision. And so now he's saying that I don't have standing. My ohana, David Malo. That's my kupuna. Hawaiian antiquities, of which is being used now as the standard of Hawaiian history and the Hawaiian practices. That's my kupuna. That's my great-great-great-grandfather. And I can go on with all my genealogy, with all of the ohana that I have, but I'm a Hawaiian. And yet you're telling me I don't have standing? Ole pono. We need to proceed with this.
I'm going to have my son chant the bloodline of this family. This is our family, the Sproats. We're going to chant Kauai in while you're going to close, okay? Because you are going to close this portion right now.
Yes, we're going to go into discussion.
Because I need for you to understand concerning protocol and how you treat ali'i and bloodlines. So Pokela, do the chant for our family.
No mo ike ka po mo no ike ka mo e holo ina no ike ko. Yali ina no o ike ka ku mo e. Ha mo ika ka akana no o Kauai. Ho mo mo kwai ka hiki. Hukuma mo no ai ka manno. No no ai ka hana no o kwai ka. Ika mau ika kaumahana no ika. Hukuma ai ka no mo o. O lelo wau kuko maua. Humo mai ka hana no ai ka. Homa mau mo ku nunua ai kiana mo ku au na ali na mo holoe mo ku au o na ali e ke kana no mau I kamana no o ku ha mau ku e kama o hana na I kama o poa mo ai ka kau ku mo e kuliana na mai kai ka pa e kuliana na o ahu mama o ao ma o manunua I mana o aho hivi mama o ai kama e kama mo hana na ao mo ina na mo kua hau ya oe na o kai e lua e kolo e ha e lima e ono I ko pahana hina na mai e ko pa ko ma I ka hau ka hana na I ka heva no I a Havana hukupuana na mo Hawaii nei Hawaii au Hawaii no ko I ka pau o hana I ka mau ali I ai na ma oia a ole na mai I kai ka puna ko hava ina na I kai ka puana na mai I na I ali ina no I ai ko I ali ina na mai ka ko kupuana nau. Hineli hono no wawa I ka mau I ka pau e ha.
Yeah.
Hina na mau I ka o ka manau e mo o kuau hau. Hawaii ine ku kokua mama o ku ka ili mo o ku.
Hey.
Ku o ahu ku. Ho mau ku e nui. Ku he mau mo e ka mau ki ali wa ko lele. Hane na wau ki ali ke ko kane o ku. Hu kokua ina na mawai. Hawaii au kokumau.
We are Hawaii. We are Hawaii. You are Hawaii.
Kolea haule. Hama mo I kia kahana. Aole na mo I ka mo na ali. Eva.
Yeah.
Ikua!